So those are the issues that we need to think about. And when we're looking at the Republican, you've got to remember that McCain has kind of split the party down the middle, because what we've had is that John McCain has reached across the aisle to the man that I just interviewed this morning, Senator Ted Kennedy, on immigration. These are issues where you've got Ann Coulter, you've got other ultra-conservative media people attacking McCain on this and saying that he's a rhino, Republican in name only, and that he's very liberal on the immigration policy. But you've got to remember that John McCain is a senator from Arizona. He's there on the front lines on immigration. He sees the reality of it. The Republicans aren't on the same page as he is. And, Ted Kennedy and they've reached across the aisle, Ted Kennedy being a liberal Democrat, as they say, quote unquote liberal. I tend to disagree. I see him as a moderate. But reaching out to John McCain, the Republican, and co-legislating some things on immigration and looking at a pathway to citizenship for those in this country that don't have citizenship right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to be realistic about this. This is only my personal opinion. It's not voiced by the station or YouTube or anywhere else I'm broadcast in San Antonio and Laredo. But as a Latino, as a lawyer, as a person involved in politics, and as a media person, I have to really question the hypocrisy of our stance on immigration right now. We've got 15 million undocumented Latinos in this country. Where are they going to go? They're not going to go anywhere. When on any given night, Univision and Jorge over there on Univision, the anchor, is listened to by more people than CBS, NBC, and ABC combined on a night, you got to think, we got to be a little bit more realistic. And we've got to be realistic about, how jobs are done. Mexico's feeling the pinch too on NAFTA and about products going into Mexico. I mean, we've got to reach a realistic stance on immigration. And I think that's one of the things that may hurt McCain, is that some of the Republicans may be becoming Obamacans and reaching over to him. But are the geographical lines and the political lines being redrawn by the pull by Obama to get in the youth in this country? I think so. I think so, that the answer is correct. And Hillary Clinton, of course, is strong with women and with Latinos. That vote is going to be anybody's vote. That's going to be up for grabs. And Senator Clinton, in her defense, has done an outstanding job in New York. She comes from a lot of experience, but many people are underlining the fact that the Bushes and the Clintons have run this country for over 2 decades. And this, some see it as a feudal sort of monarchy, that you've heard people discontent saying no more Bushes, no more Clintons. I think we've had enough of that. It's time for change. Will the change be Barack Obama or McCain? Who knows? I mean, it's too early to tell. There's a lot that's going to be going on, but it's not going to be just tap dancing around each other and shadow boxing. It's going to be a full contact sport. We've got a few minutes left in the program, but I want to turn towards an issue that is really, really important, and that is the war. Many people criticized Barack Obama for being against the Iraq War since the very beginning. Ted Kennedy underlined that fact and indicated that since the beginning, he stood up and was a voice against the war when it was not popular to do so, and as did Barack Obama. And they indicated we had no business being in Iraq, that what on earth did 9/11 attacks have to do with Iraq? And we found out later that there were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq to speak of. We also found out that now we're there and we've wasting $10 billion a month over there, and we've lost thousands of lives, and our national treasure over there. When I spoke with Senator Kennedy off record, and he indicated in a way that that money spent could be spent on education, on health care, on our elderly, and it's money well spent. We're spending nearly 1/4 of our budget every month. We're spending it on that war over there, and I say that we need to find a solution where This is my opinion. It's not the stations. It's not YouTube's. It's not anywhere I'm being broadcast. But we should find a way to try to withdraw, extract ourselves from that with some grace, with some face-saving measures, and yet make sure that Iraq can govern itself. You know, and the time has come to stop saying that anybody who opposes the war does not support our troops. That's absolutely false. We have brothers, sisters, cousins out over there putting their lives on the line. We support the troops. But when you put people in harm's way, you better make sure that when those Marines, when those people in the Army, when those people in the Navy, when those people in the Air Force, when they're out there, that they're there for the right reasons. They're not there for oil. You know, my counterpart, Mr. Reyna, and I have gotten into it about the war. And, you know, the Republicans always say the same thing, that anybody who opposes the war is a peacenik. It smacks of the commie pinko liberals in Vietnam, and that's not true. People have really been beaten down the last 8 years. And I think our interview with Senator Ted Kennedy in the first half of this show underlined that he really believes, and many in this country believe, that it's time for a change. That we need new leadership, transitional leadership, and to bring us into the 21st century. But at the same time, again, that it's very, very close on this election cycle. This is really history making. It's unfolding before our very eyes, that the Super Tuesday and the way these things have been set up with a super delegate question, it's anybody's race. And we've got to remember that you know, because you know, endorsements matter. You know, the Kennedy endorsement of Obama was really a blow to the Clinton campaign, but Senator Clinton also has her legacy. She's really worked hard for change, and so what we've got in the last few minutes that we have, we're going to be looking at you know, the winning of the hearts and minds and the people in this country. And we've got to look at how we treat our elderly. We've got to look back on the No Child Left Behind program. We've got to look at the war, and we've got to critically question our leaders. And when we cast that vote, we must do so very, very cautiously. There are precious rights and freedoms that young men and women are out there on the other side of the world fighting for right now. So when we exercise our vote, I want everybody to go out there and vote. And you know what? I ask anybody in San Antonio, Laredo, Corpus Christi, and the Rio Grande Valley, and throughout the nation listening to this, and to all my Latino brothers and sisters, to get 10 people with you to come out and vote. Each one of us needs to recruit 10 people. Have you registered to vote? Come out to vote. And whoever you vote for, vote your conscience. Vote with education in your mind. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to the talking heads on CNN and MSNBC. But get involved, get the right information to make an educated decision. We're beyond the palanca, just pull the lever. I mean, Latinos are not drones. We're not cattle. You can't just throw a taquito and coffee at us anymore and say, vote for this person or vote for that person. Think beyond that, you know, because you have to vote for the right candidate. And don't be cattle, don't be sheep. You've got to be strong, and you've got to vote your conscience and your mind. And I'm not trying to be derogatory at all. I'm just saying the way it is. Politicians think that way. You know, they come down and say, well, we're going to go talk to the blacks and the browns, and let's see what they decide. And those days are over. This country's, the face of this country is changing. This face is changing. You're seeing Latinos coming out on TV, getting involved, getting politically involved, standing behind candidates. And we are going to be 40 million people in this country. Latinos are going to be the biggest and have become the biggest minority. So I was kind of amused when I saw CNBC and MSNBC and all the other BCs talking about, oh, the black and white vote, the black and white vote. And I said, are you kidding me? We're the biggest minority. They need to be courting our vote. They need to be coming out and asking what our needs are. They need to be asking here in South Texas, what do we need? Well, we need more educational you know, funding. We need more teachers. We need better pay. You know, they've got to listen to that. You know, the CHIPS program needs to be expanded. The TANF program needs to be expanded. I don't know if universal health care is the right choice, but we need expanded benefits for the working poor.